this week's Flipside column, MBR's Dita De Boni considers what seems to be a craze at the moment for using interracial couples in advertising. Dita, on first blush, this would seem to be a positive thing, wouldn't it?
I think it is a positive thing, Calida. Obviously society is moving in that direction and the demand for diversity is getting greater and, in my view, that is a good thing. But it's just the sheer avalanche of examples. I've been sort of watching TV recently when I've watched and I've been keeping a mental note of the number of interracial couples, and it's huge. And it made me wonder about this, and then I looked and saw that this is also a trend overseas. So obviously New Zealand's picked up on this trend. And my contention is that it's used a little cynically, and it's kind of the sheer amount of it suggests that there's something else going on rather than just the need for diversity.
Yeah, you say that the trend has been imported from elsewhere. Can you explain a bit further?
So I looked at Canadian and American ad marketing research journals, and they've talked extensively about this latest craze for uber diversity. And what they say is that it is sort of a ploy that's being put in place by ad marketers, and it's all about the bottom line, basically. It's that though they still upset some people, they actually... the kind of people they're trying to reach, it impresses them more. So they're more likely to buy from a company that's signalling this kind of uber wokeness, I suppose, if you like. But it's so cack-handed and so kind of clunky and overt that it's very noticeable, yeah.
Some US critics don't seem to actually like the trend. Can you explain to us?
Well, black people themselves in the US that I've read, a few of the critiques say, for example, things like most of the ads show a white man and a black woman, whereas in fact in real life it's more likely to be the other way around. But there's strong ideas in America about black men and white women. It's a very contentious, touchy issue. The other thing is that some people believe that putting white and black together kind of makes black more appealing to a white audience. So it's kind of it's assuring the white audience that they will always have the upper hand in the power hierarchy. So it's not as benevolent as all that. Yeah.
You also mention Prince Harry and Meghan Markle in the piece. Why is that?
Well, in this advertising fantasy land where everyone's kumbaya and getting on and having a wonderful life all together and everyone's colourblind, that's one thing. But when you look at the reaction to Meghan Markle, I think it is so over the top still. This woman's been married 2 or 3 years or whatever. It's just so over the top. It suggests that there's something much deeper about an interracial pairing that really sets off a huge problem in society, I think, from what I can see. Rather than what the advertising suggests, I guess.
And New Zealand's advertising world probably thinks it is quite multicultural. What's been the best rating ad for the last few years?
Yes, that's right. So ASB have had the top rating ad for the last few years, and probably our listeners and readers will know it, and that's Ben and Amy for ASB. So they're an interracial couple, a young millennial couple saving for their first home and all that, and it's done with humour and some panache, but again I question whether these people are sort of jumping on this overseas trend and making the most of it, which is, and that's fine, but let's call it for what it is and see it for what it is.
Dita, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Calida.